Recognition from the outside may take time, but recognition from the universe has never once missed a soul that was worthy. The Six of Wands appears like a victorious anthem. You didn't win by fighting. You won by staying true to yourself through every storm you endured. How many times have you done the right thing even when no one noticed? How many times have you held others up in silence, expecting nothing in return? Maybe no one saw it, but the universe did. And now it's responding with light, with opportunity, with support that cannot be measured. Then comes the Ten of Cups, a symbol of deep, lasting happiness. Not the kind paraded online, but the kind that lives quietly in your chest. The kind that tells you, I made it through the darkness, and I still have my heart intact. I used to think I had to do so much to be seen, to be validated. But then I realized, if you are fully yourself, the universe will rearrange itself to deliver what you've always deserved. The Nine of Pentacles appears as a gentle but powerful declaration. I no longer need anyone to validate my worth. This is not pride. It is maturity. It's what happens when you step out of the circles that couldn't see you and start building a world with those who never asked you to shrink just to fit in. The Ace of Cups follows, a complete blessing. True love, not here to save you, but to resonate with you. True love doesn't arrive when you're searching for someone to fill a void. It arrives when you realize I was already whole, and I will only welcome souls who know how to honor the light I carry. If you've ever lost yourself just to hold someone else close, then now is the moment to say, I choose myself. Write those words down as a new commitment, a seed planted into your reality. The love that is coming won't knock loudly. It will arrive like a breeze whispering through the curtain while you're sipping tea on a quiet afternoon, soft but unmistakable. The Ace of Cups once again reminds you of pure love. No control, no tests, no need to prove. It might be someone new, it might be a soul-deep friendship, or perhaps a richer version of yourself, finally returning home. I've learned something. We never find real love while running from loneliness. True love arrives when you begin to love yourself, including all the pieces that have broken, been stitched back together, and forgiven. The star appears as a divine light, soft but strong. It is not just a sign of hope, it is confirmation you have been seen. You once thought no one understood you. You walked through long nights with a silent heart, believing no one was listening. But today, the universe answers through the star. You are acknowledged. You are not invisible, and you are strong enough to begin again. Accompanying it is the Chariot, a new momentum rising. You don't need to force things into place. You only need to let go of what no longer belongs. The movement will come on its own. And this time, you don't need to fight. You only need to allow. This is the hardest part. Not because you lack courage, but because sometimes we carry a burden for so long, we mistake it as part of who we are. The Ten of Wands appears, an invitation to lay it down. Not because you are weak, but because you deserve to feel lighter. That burden may be the role you assigned yourself, the strong one, the one who's always okay, the one who always gives. But tell me, who holds you when you're tired? The Queen of Pentacles arrives to remind you, you can live fully, wisely, and be nurtured without sacrificing yourself. Don't forget, you weren't sent to this world to carry it all. You came here to live, to love, to shine as your truest self. And if right now you feel something within you cracking, but in a way that brings release, whisper a vow in the comments. I'm ready to live a life free from what no longer belongs to me. You've come so far, through nameless seasons of pain, through long nights only your heart remembers. You are no longer someone afraid of your own light. Now you are the light, stronger, brighter, deeper. But do you know what still waits for you? Just ahead? A miraculous return of something you once thought was lost forever. So come with me. Let's step into what's next. Because your light is only just beginning to rise. There's a moment that no one sees coming. A moment where you look back on all you've survived and suddenly realize every crack wasn't a collapse. It was the space where light could finally enter. Judgment appears like a bell calling your soul awake, not to fix you, but to help you remember who you were before the hurt, before the doubt, before the mask you wore just to survive. Next is justice, but not the kind the world chases, not about who was right or wrong. This is inner balance. This is when you no longer need anyone to admit fault. because you've already chosen to forgive and free yourself. Then comes the Empress, the embodiment of life, creation, and full bloom. No one can dim your light anymore, because now you no longer ask for permission to be yourself. I believe this. We weren't born to shrink into narrow molds. We were born to glow like lanterns, even in rooms where no one has turned on the switch. We were born to fill every space with the most honest energy of who we are. If you feel something stirring in you now, write it down as a whisper to the universe. I've awakened, and I choose not to return to the old dream. And if that sentence touches your heart, click subscribe, as a declaration that you've truly come back. The world, the fool, the magician. 3 cards, 3 stages, 1 complete journey. The world is the end of a cycle, but not a full stop. It's a completion, a nod from the universe that says, you've learned what you needed. Now it's time to begin again. The fool, naive, yes, but so very brave. This card always moves me, because it reminds me, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the act of walking anyway, even while trembling. You don't need to know all the answers in advance, you just need to trust the pull with Zeph that's leading you back into the light. And the magician is you. You don't need to search for magic outside yourself, you are the magic. Everything you need to begin already lives inside you. I used to wait for someone to give me permission, someone to say you're ready, you're enough. But I learned, no one can give you what you haven't yet given yourself. If you've ever delayed a dream because you felt not good enough, not prepared, let today be the day you rewrite that. Leave a comment. I am the one who creates the magic in my life. And if you truly believe that, share this video, so someone else can remember the power within themselves. The 2 of Cups is not just a promise of romantic love, it's the sacred reunion between 2 souls who see each other through the deepest layers. It could be a new love, a healing friendship, or perhaps a long-awaited reconciliation with the version of you that's been waiting patiently to return. I believe there are families that don't share bloodlines, only a frequency, a shared honesty, a language spoken from the soul. I used to think love meant finding someone to fill the empty spaces inside me. But then I learned, true love arrives when you can sit with yourself and no longer feel alone. If you've ever quietly wondered, is there anyone out there who truly understands me? The answer is yes, but before they arrive, be the one who understands and loves you first. And now the fool returns, but this time it's not the hesitant first step. It's the gentle nod of a soul that has already been tested. You are no longer searching for yourself, because you are finally returning to yourself. And when the magician comes back once more, it doesn't say, you can create magic. It says, you've always been the magic. I used to think I had to deserve to live freely, that I had to be mature enough, skilled enough, strong enough. But then I realized, worthiness isn't a prize. It's a power that's always been yours. If you've made it this far and feel something warm rising in your chest, that is you coming home. 6 of Swords, strength, 2 of Wands. This final chapter is not an ending, it's a transformation. 6 of Swords is the journey of departure, one not made in pain, but in peace. You are letting go, not because you're giving up, but because you've learned to love yourself enough to stop holding on to what no longer fits. Strength doesn't come from muscle. It comes from the gentleness you offer yourself when you fall, without self-blame. True strength is being able to face your wounds without rushing to deny them. And 2 of Wands, you're standing at the soul's crossroads, no longer rushing, no longer panicked, just still enough to ask yourself, where will my light go from here? Just a stillness deep enough to ask, where will my light go from here? And if an answer quietly rose within you, write it down. Let it be the first seed planted for the path ahead. I choose to move forward, with a heart no longer afraid of its own light. You've come so far, Sagittarius, not to find someone else, but to come back and hold yourself, with both hands tightly. You are no longer who you used to be. You have bloomed, and you deserve to live as the brightest version of yourself, unapologetic, unhidden, unshrinking. But there's still one more thing, a final gift from the universe, reserved only for those brave enough to walk their healing journey all the way through. Are you ready to receive that sacred gift? Dear Sagittarius, if you've walked with me this far, take a deep breath and feel the space around you begin to soften, as if making room for something holy to be revealed. Some gifts are not held in hands. They have no form. They cannot be measured by praise or external recognition, but only felt through a heart quiet enough to listen. And the final gift the universe has for you today is not a promise, not a mythical miracle, but the return of you to yourself. A return no longer angry, no longer carrying old expectations, no longer confused between needing to be strong and being allowed to be soft. You will come to see you don't need to try so hard to be someone, because you, exactly as you are right now, in your most original form, are already precious. I don't know what storms you've walked through or who made you believe you weren't enough, but I believe one thing. If you were brave enough to face the pain, you are strong enough to receive the light it left behind. I used to think healing meant everything outside had to be okay. But in the end, I realized healing is when you can sit with yourself and not feel afraid anymore. It's when you can look into your own eyes in the mirror and no longer ask why, but simply whisper, "Thank you for still being here." And if these words brought a quiet ache to your chest, write down a new promise to yourself. I choose to love myself, without conditions, without waiting, without hiding. Press like if you feel it's time to live as a chosen soul, and share this video if you want your light to touch another heart that may be quietly waiting for it. Finally, if one day you ever feel lost, come back to this moment and remember, you are not alone. The universe has never left your side. It's only been waiting for you to look back and realize you've always been the answer. You've come so far. You've lived truly. You've loved. You've lost. You've stood back up. You've learned how to forgive. And now, you are not just surviving, you are shining. Goodbye for now, brave soul of Sagittarius. This journey doesn't end here. It's only just beginning. And I hope that wherever you go next, you'll never shrink yourself to fit into a world that is too small for the vastness of your spirit. Sagittarius, something was taken from you, and you know it. Not just your trust, not just your affection, but a part of your light, a piece of the flame that once burned bright, quietly extinguished without a sound. You gave so much, your heart, your time, even the parts of yourself you never dared share with anyone. But she took it all and walked away as if nothing had ever happened. But what she didn't know is this: what was stolen is coming back. And not just returning, but multiplying. So don't leave now, because once the truth is revealed, everything will change forever. If something in your heart just stirred when you heard these words, leave a comment below that affirms your truth. I, Sagittarius, am ready to receive all that is mine and even more. And if you truly believe the universe has not forgotten you, hit subscribe as your personal vow that this is your powerful return. Share this video to pass on the light to the other souls still walking the path back to themselves. Because your light, it was never gone. It's just been waiting to be lit once more. And now, let me tell you the real story, what truly happened, and why the universe is preparing to return it all to you, in a way she never saw coming. Dear Sagittarius, I won't begin this next part with sweet comforts, because you don't need another sugar-coated dream, you need the truth. And this is the truth. You were betrayed, not by a stranger, but by someone you once opened your heart to. I know, you're someone who wants to believe in the good. You live with a quiet idealism, that if you give your heart honestly, others will do the same. And that very belief made you blind to the one who was pretending to stand by your side, only to learn how best to bring you down. The Seven of Swords appears, sharp, undeniable, not as judgment, but as a wake-up call. It says, someone took from you, in silence, your trust, your place in your own story, even the things you once leaned on to define who you were. And even though you kept denying it, your intuition has known all along, you just weren't ready to say it out loud. Until now. This person wasn't just malicious, she was calculated. She knew exactly what to say to make you believe her. She knew when to offer soft words, when to stand beside you while you were breaking, when to nod at the exact moment you needed reassurance. And then, bit by bit, she planted seeds of doubt in you. You once asked yourself, why have I suddenly lost my spark? Why don't I feel confident anymore? Why do I feel so tired? Like someone's draining me every single day. Now you know, that wasn't you, that was her presence. Manipulative, poised as love, but fueled by envy of your light. I've been there. I've lost the clear-eyed view of myself, just because I believed others would act from the heart the way I do. But not everyone is like you, Sagittarius. Not everyone holds generosity and sincerity as their compass. And that's okay, because this realization, though painful, is the first step to freedom. You don't need revenge. The universe has already been handling that. Not in the way humans expect, but in the way the soul requires. The card the Tower appears not as a threat, but as liberation. The tower, built from lies, is collapsing. All the structures they created to control, to pretend, to deceive, are cracking apart piece by piece. And you don't need to lift a finger. Just stay still, observe, and hold your own light. I used to crave justice, to have someone finally see what they did wrong. But now I know, true justice is when you're no longer bound by the pain they caused. And that is what you're about to reach, Sagittarius. When one door closes due to betrayal, the universe doesn't just open another. It opens a grand hall. The Ace of Pentacles is not a fragile beginning. It's a milestone, a new foundation, money, opportunities, aligned relationships. Everything that was stolen is being returned to your hands, exactly as it was meant to be, before it was taken. I've always believed that good things don't disappear. They simply wait for the right time to come back. And maybe your wounds were the only thing that made you deep enough to receive these gifts with true gratitude. You've walked through disappointment, exhaustion, confusion. You stood back up with no one there to catch you. And because of that, you are being blessed all over again. Not by people, but by the universe itself. You won't have to wonder anymore if someone's intentions are real, because the souls coming into your life now will speak in energy. No pretending, no performance, no tests. The Three of Pentacles appears, true community, a sign that you're about to be placed among those who resonate with your frequency. Honest, clear, emotionally mature, people who don't say one thing and do another, people who won't use your heart to gain something, but who are here, simply to walk beside you. I used to wonder, are there still people in the world who don't hide knives behind their backs, who don't resent your light? But then I realized, when you make peace with your own energy, you start to attract souls who are ready to love you the right way. You don't need to try so hard to be lovable. You just need the right people. And the right people are coming. When you're ready to step out of the fog, the universe is ready to lead you into the light. It's time to stop apologizing for simply being yourself. The Hierophant appears like a red thread connecting you to something far greater than anyone who's ever hurt you. This isn't about religion. It's a sacred whisper from within, the voice of awakening. And the Queen of Wands, that is you in your most powerful form. Someone who has walked through fire and learned to turn it into light instead of ash. I believe every soul has a moment, a quiet moment, when they look in the mirror and no longer see a victim, but a survivor. And beyond that, a creator of their own life. That's you, Sagittarius. You no longer need to shrink. You no longer need to strain yourself to please others. You no longer need to tiptoe in your truth just to keep peace with those who never respected your presence. You are the one who carries fire. You are the one who can stand in the dark and still keep your torch burning. If something inside you is quietly awakening, leave a comment and affirm it. I, Sagittarius, choose to live fully in my truest self. And if you're ready to step out from the old shell that once protected you, click like as a silent vow you make to yourself.